Let me ask you something. You placed a trade last month, maybe a call option on a stock you were feeling good about. It expired worthless. Now here's the real question. Do you actually know why it failed? Was it your timing? Your strike price? Was the IV too high when you entered? Or was it just bad luck? If you can't answer that question, you're not trading. You're gambling. And the difference between the two comes down to one thing: data. Today we're going to talk about tracking your options trades, what it is, why it's the single most important habit you can build as a new trader, and exactly what you should be recording every single time you open a position. First, let's make sure we're on the same page about what tracking your trades actually means, because it's more than just looking at your broker's P&L screen. Your brokerage app will show you profit and loss. That's not a trade journal. That's just a scoreboard. Tracking your trades means deliberately recording the context around every trade, your reasoning before you entered, the market conditions at the time, your plan if things went wrong, and your honest analysis of what actually happened afterward. Think of it like this: a doctor doesn't just record whether a patient got better or worse. They record vitals, symptoms, medications, dosages, and timelines, because that's where the real insight lives. Professional traders treat their trade journal as seriously as their actual trading account, because they know something most beginners don't. The journal is the edge. Over time, your trade history becomes a personalized playbook that no YouTube video or book can give you. So what can you actually learn from tracking your trades? Way more than you'd think. Here are the big ones. First, your win rate probably isn't what you think it is. Most new traders overestimate how often they're right. When you look at the data across 30, 50, 100 trades, the truth comes out. And it's usually humbling. But humbling is good. Humbling is where growth starts. Second, you'll discover your personal edge, or the lack of one. Maybe you're consistently profitable on earnings plays, but losing money on directional calls. Maybe your iron condors work great until volatility spikes. You won't know this from memory. You'll know it from your journal. Third, you'll see your behavioral patterns. Do you hold losers too long? Do you take profits too early? Do you trade bigger when you're on a hot streak and then blow it all back? These patterns are invisible to the naked eye. They become very visible in a spreadsheet. Fourth, you can measure whether your strategy actually has positive expectancy. In options trading, this is critical. A strategy with a 30% win rate can still be profitable if your average winner is 3 times your average loser, or your 70% win rate strategy might be quietly killing you if your losses are massive. Tracking lets you calculate your actual risk-reward ratio, not the one you thought you had going in. And fifth, you'll get better at managing implied volatility. One of the biggest mistakes new options traders make is ignoring IV when they enter a trade. When you track IV rank at entry and exit across dozens of trades, you'll start to see very clearly how much it affects your results, especially on long option strategies. Alright, let's get practical. Here's what I recommend recording for every single trade. At entry, before anything else, write down the ticker, the date, and the exact position, your strike, your expiration, whether you're long or short, and how many contracts. Record the premium paid or received. Then write your thesis in plain language, 1 or 2 sentences. Why are you in this trade? What does the market need to do for you to make money? And what's your plan if it goes against you? Where's your stop, your max loss, your adjustment point? Also, record the implied volatility rank at the time of entry. Trust me, you want this number. During the trade, if you make any adjustments, document them. Rolling a strike, adding a leg, closing part of the position, What made you decide to adjust? What was the stock doing? What was your P and L at that moment? These mid-trade notes are often more valuable than the entry and exit themselves. At exit, record the date, the exit price, and the total P and L. But more importantly, write your honest post-trade review. Did the trade go the way you planned? If it was a winner, was it because of your analysis or did you just get lucky? If it was a loser, where did your thinking break down? The post-trade review is where most traders skip out. Don't be that trader. 5 minutes of honest reflection after a trade is worth more than 5 hours of pre-market research. Let me save you some pain with a few mistakes I see all the time. First, only tracking your winners. When we lose, we want to forget about it, but your losers hold more information than your winners. Make it a non-negotiable rule. Every trade gets logged, no exceptions. Second, being vague about your thesis. I thought it was going up is not a thesis. The more specific you are going in, the more you can learn coming out. Third, not reviewing your journal regularly. The data is useless if you never look at it. Set a weekly reminder, even 20 minutes on a Sunday, to review your recent trades, look for patterns, and write down 1 or 2 things you want to do differently next week. And fourth, confusing a good process with a good outcome. Sometimes you'll follow your rules perfectly and still lose money. That's okay. And sometimes you'll break every rule you have and still make money. And that's actually dangerous because it reinforces bad habits. Track your process separately from your outcomes. Here's the honest truth. Tracking is boring. It's the broccoli of trading. Nobody gets excited about filling out a spreadsheet after a long day of watching charts, but the traders who do it consistently are the ones who are still trading 3 years from now. Start simple. Don't build a 47-column spreadsheet on day 1. Start with 10 fields: ticker, date, position, entry price, thesis, IV rank, exit date, exit price, P and L, and notes. That's it. 5 minutes per trade. Build the habit first, then refine the system. After 20 or 30 trades, you'll start to see things. After 100 trades, you'll have a data set that's genuinely valuable, a real picture of how you trade, what works, and where your money is quietly leaking out. So to bring it all together, tracking your options trades isn't optional if you're serious about this. It's the foundation everything else is built on. Your strategy, your risk management, your confidence, all of it improves when you actually know what's working and why. If you want to build this habit, a spreadsheet is a perfectly fine place to start. Google Sheets, Excel, a notebook, whatever you'll actually use it. That said, a lot of traders I know have been using a tool called OptionsPro, and I think it's worth mentioning. It's built specifically for options traders, so instead of setting up all those fields yourself, it's already designed to capture the data that actually matters, things like IV rank, Greeks at entry, strategy type, and performance over time. I'm not here to push anything on you, but if the setup of a journal has been the thing holding you back, it might be worth taking a look. I'll drop a link in the description. If this video helped you, drop a comment and let me know. Are you currently tracking your trades? And if not, what's been stopping you? I read every comment and I genuinely love to know. Like the video if it was useful, subscribe if you want more content like this, and I'll see you in the next one.